Here at the arena in San Juan, it is 8-3 UST with a 5-point lead. Caballero now. Steph Mercado, off speed. And that's an error for UST. LaSalle will have the point.
That's right. Earlier in Ricky's report, she mentioned something about the team's ritual of going out, watching a movie, for them to be able to relax. And Kay Martinez wasn't able to do that in the previous game. Now let's see if in this game we'll see some bit of, we'll see if the team would actually loosen up in terms of movement. But so far, kita natin na parang itong LaSalle is having more of the pressure than that of UST.
You know, and even if, you know, usually the team that wins game number 1 has a little more pressure to win game number 2 because they always say closing out the series is always tough. But in the case of this series, it seems like even if LaSalle is the one on the back foot, they are the ones pressured to win, not only because of the perception of the series, but perception of the whole tournament nga, that this was a tournament for them to lose, win or lose. Yun yung mga, di ba, pinagsasabi kahit nung nagsimula pa lang tayo.
Oh, that's right. But then, you know, I guess another point that these girls, well, what's in the mind of these girls is that, imagine the last 2 games that they have lost, it was actually against UST.
Yes, exactly.
And I mean, they're up against UST now, so alam nilang ito lang yung team na nakatalo sa kanila. As a net violation error was called.
4 touches now.
4 touches, rather. LaSalle, of course, contesting to that call.
7-point lead. This is getting ugly here in the first set for the DLSU Spikers.
What you'll notice is that most of the points are actually coming off the errors of LaSalle.
Yes. Well, UST is just playing their game right now. Imakulangan. Caballero with the angle. Mercado digging it up. Marano checked at the net. Mercado able to unload but rejected. Kay goes back to Marano on the running hit. That's outside. So a point, pero pahirapan para sa LaSalle.
That's right. If you notice that series of attack attempts from LaSalle, it was all covered by the blocking of UST. Kumbaga, swerte lang itong point na to, no, that it actually went out.
They cannot get through the net. Talking about the Lady Spikers, the defending champions. There seems to be an error here. Technical table. Oh, a rotation error.
Oh, this is something that you don't want to happen during the championships. They're ahead by 1 rotation, is that so?
Looks like it. Looks like it. You know, it's supposed to be Marano
to serve.
Well, Steph is still in the front line. Ila Santos, Celine Hernandez. Ila Santos, of course, graduating with a title for De La Salle. She was part of that team that was down 0-1. Actually, the last 2 teams here in the UAAP, going back to season 71 and season 70, the champions were down 0-1.
They had to work their way up to the finals.
LaSalle won it in 3 games last year against FEU. FEU winning in 3 games against Adamson when Adamson was ahead 1-0 in the series. And now, confusion. You know, the crowd is into it. The coverage, there's a lot of noise, there's a lot of confusion, and there's a lot of tension on the court, Anne.
That's right. They're discussing amongst themselves and or officials whether or not they do have the right position.
Even the technical table is confused. And Steph was the one who served earlier, right?
Yes.
That they called an error on. All right, so we're ready to play. 12 serving 5. Referee still not calling the whistle. Coach Ramil is saying hindi pa nagsiserve si Stephanie Mercado. Why is she in the second? And he has a point. I have not seen Steph
Serve, that's right.
Now, this is where, you know, your focus is very important if you're LaSalle or UST.
That's correct. You know, championship, it's not just all about the skill and experience. It's also a mind game.
It's a mental thing. When you get to this point, it's a lot of it is mental. You get off your mental chair for a while, and the opponent might pounce on you. And right now, it is a 7-point lead for the UST Tigresses, who are hoping to win today. And if they win, just like the men's did, it's the first time since season 55. That was 1992 and 1993 when both the men and the women won the championship. The board members of the UAAP with us, of course, on hand. Mr. Pagia, Mr. Buenaventura, Mrs. Francisco.
I guess issue has been resolved. Mercado steps back at the service line.
So we're back at 11-5. So that's right. They gave 12-5 because of the error. So we're back 11-5. No error there. Coach Ramil shrugs his head. And I feel for him because you're down, you know, and it kind of like breaks your focus. Problem on the first ball and for LaSalle.
They need to communicate inside the court.
Here's a better reception. Cha Cruz loads. Not too much power with that. Aballero does the other side. Kay will go back to Cha. Cha dumps it, swipes it.
No touch? Was there a touch?
Oh, there's a swipe. Apparently, Coach Shaq says no.
Let's take a look at that again.
It's our first referee who called it. Wow, that's close. That's a net ball, but I don't know if a finger was on it, but it looked like a low ball and from our vantage point.
It did.
Vallejo, that's too low. LaSalle making a little chase here. You know, I remember I watched the first game here at the arena talking to a lot of people. When UST lost the first set, I was beside this former coach and he said, pag UST natalo first set, di ako kinakabahan. Pag natalo ang LaSalle ng first set, mas kinakabahan siya. Meaning, he feels like if LaSalle naghahabol, mahirap. Pag UST naghahabol, kaya pa. Yun ang pakiramdam niya.
Actually, there are some teams, may mga characteristics yung teams.
Yes.
Ano? One good example of a team who can really recover is FEU.
Yes.
And I guess the same goes for UST. Ito, kahit tumabol, kayang-kaya. But then, again, maybe LaSalle is so used to being ahead.
Yes.
And, you know, in terms of throughout the season, walang talo. No? So, hindi sanay.
And I like that point that you made, Anne, because maybe it affected their sharpness and their competitive edge because they went through so many easy games, three-setters, tambak na three-setters, and then when it became a little tight against, you know, other teams, eto na, medyo nag-dip ng konti. And maybe, just maybe, they can recover just in time because, you know, when you think about how they went through this tournament, LaSalle is too good to be swept in a series. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Parang manghihinayang ka with all of the talent. Okay, goes to Jack. She loves that. But Curato is there. She's solid, and I'm sure she's 100% today. And I say that because Curato during the Final Four was, or during the last game of the elimination against LaSalle, was sick as anything. She was really sick.
But had a stellar performance.
Yes. And she played well also the last game. So, again, these players, these UST players coming together at the right time. Santiago. Alarca could not get it. But a smaller deficit now for LaSalle to work with.
That's right. Santiago was actually ahead. She already jumped. So tumama lang sa kamay ng blockers ng LaSalle, but no coverage was there for the Lady Spikers.
There's a promising prospect for UST. Banaticla is in the game. Curato again doing the job. Tabaquero puts it away down the line, baby.
And this rotation is actually a disadvantage for LaSalle. Whenever Kay Martinez is in the front line, UST is just having a feast. Talagang makikita mo kung saan nila pinapadaan yung bola. It would be down the line, aiming at the hands of Martinez, the shorter block.
Oh, that was too easy. Melissa Goeng, misjudgment again. She had a horrible first set in game number 1-2. And they seem to be going to her, Anne.
And that's something that you don't like, right?
Yes. Shakey's fast serve. Shakey serving the world's greatest pizza for 35 years. Sabi nga nila, kung ikaw yung libero, ikaw yung iniiwasan.
That's right.
Santiago powers it through. Chow was a little late on the block. 16-10, UST ahead here in game number 2.